was really interesting that Doug Williams used the word allegations, right? Because that's really how the Redskins are seeing it right now. They're just they're not looking at it as he's guilty of anything. And just to give you an idea, their interest in Reuben Foster goes all the way back to the draft process. The Washington Redskins really wanted to get him. Head coach Jay Gruden really liked him on tape. They spent a lot of time with him one-on-one, getting to know him. They had discussions with him about his past. Because remember, coming into the draft, there were some red flags. The 49ers looked past that, and they were able to take him. But in terms of how they're looking at this right now, they keep it kind of simple, the way they're explaining it to me. If he's guilty of doing this and the league finds him guilty, then he won't play. But if these allegations turn out to be false, then he's a member of this Washington Redskins team. And one other little note that they added, one source in the front office said to me, listen, if we can maybe help this guy, we all know this is about ability. Let's just state that first, right? We know this guy's getting this chance because of how good of a player he is. But if perhaps we could help him understand his football potential and maybe give him some direction, then maybe we could be the team to help turn him around, not just as a football player, but as a person.
Okay, I hear you, but Damien, you've been in NFL locker rooms, and your reaction to hearing this news, the move that Washington was making.
I'm not surprised one bit. I mean, because we always talked about how sometimes the talent outweighs the risk in these particular situations. And Jalen knows this, when you see a guy, whether it's football or basketball, who's uber talented, you'll find teams that'll look the other way because it's all about, well, how can this guy help us win football games? Because, listen, at the end of the day, regardless of what these teams talk about, it's all about winning football games. And they view a guy like Reuben Foster as this guy can come in and be a part of our organization and help them. You don't put in a claim for a guy like this unless you're serious about it. You could have waited until he got cut or whatever, but they put in a claim.
And that's a good point. Yeah. They could have waited, and they know what's coming with this. And remember, too, there's 7 Alabama players on this team. And I was told there were some discussions with these players. And Damien, I know as a former player, if you're going to get asked about a player, you're going to go with the guy that's going to help your team win.
That's right.
Absolutely, and we've had this conversation for years, and the true distinction happened when Ray Rice scenario took place. It was video recorded. He wasn't the player that he used to be, so he never got another chance. Greg Hardy, his allegations were horrific. He got another chance. It just wasn't a good player. That's what got him out of the NFL. Now, for Foster, this is his 3rd arrest this year. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve an opportunity to make a living, but what I will say for the NFL and the owners, this is not a good look when one individual, Colin Kaepernick, chose to use the national anthem as an opportunity to do a protest, yet he can't get a job in the NFL, but this young man is able to still have the opportunity to earn a living. So it says a lot about how that league has handled those 2 scenarios and how one is really looked upon to be most severe because Colin never got another chance versus Reuben, who got claimed immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's clear that winning is obviously the most important thing here. So if you can add value, then come on, we can look past what you've done in the past, and we can call it a rehabilitation. We can say that we're trying to give you another opportunity. But I certainly don't think that it's a good look in any way, shape, or form. And we've even seen it on the college landscape where a coach says, one time, if I have a domestic violence arrest or you were ever accused of anything, you're off my team. And I would think that maybe NFL should take a similar approach.